Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today we are back at the Bundle Saga, and this time we're going forward, baby, because you know the magic train never stops, and we're going with Duskmourn House of Horrors. That's the bundle, of course. So the normal bundle, because there is another one, it's like Nightmare Edition or something, that we are obviously going to open later because I'm a sucker for bundles and you know it. But for now, the only one that is open to the public is the normal one. So now with 9 play boosters and winter in the art, because sure, which gives me this weird mix. Like this face reminds me of someone, but I don't know who exactly. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It's weird. It reminds me from like. I don't know. Like it gives me like an alien vibe meets Freddie Mercury. I don't know, it's weird. So, what's in here? Fight to survive in a house of nightmares. 9 boosterinos, 9 14 cards. We always remind this, but I just love the confusion that this way of writing this is here. So, marketing, I guess. So 15 traditional foil and 15 regular basic lands, an oversized die. I actually kind of cool, and an alt traditional foil for Grievous Wound and the box, and then plus 2 reference cards. So the usual by now, nothing crazy. I just want to point out my favorite details of this whole thing, which is a kind of insignificant thing, but I love it. I already said it for the pre-release, which is the cut line. The cut line is full of mods, so I love it. I love these details. I love when they take care to. Well, I screwed that one, but you know, this is the outer shell, so no one cares about this technically, right? Like no one inside, no one and nothing. A beautiful insert with the twins that are obviously inspired by The Shining. And the back of the insert is like a horror movie poster kind of thing. Face your fears, all of them, and then the performers are basically the main characters, like the legendary creatures are in the set, introducing winter, which is the only new one, if I recall correctly. So not bad. I mean, not my favorite. It's a mix between Poltergeist and Ghostbusters. This is the side of Duskmourn that I don't like too much. This is the side of Duskmourn that I like, even though it's very referential, you know what I mean? I like it because it's just horror and not so much like science fiction horror. Like I feel that we should just pick a lane. So the box, in terms of bundles, is a weird box for me in terms of aesthetic. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. So on one side we have Winter playing with a Nintendo DS there, and one of the Lords of the Manor. I don't remember the name of that card, but like on the back, which is very cool. This is like the main key art from the set or something. So I like it, but I don't like it that much. Like, you know, it's very dark and cool, but it kind of represents what I love about Duskmourn and what I hate about Duskmourn, because it's like what I love, what I hate, what I love, what I hate, right? It's like everything is in there. The top is beautiful. It's part of the same art, so is the roof, which, you know, is cool, but at the same time, I know that they try to keep it cohesive because it's a house. So the fact that the entire bundle box is the same room makes sense because we have the room mechanics and so on. What I don't like is the back that much. The back is just a close-up of Winter. Like, I don't know, I don't dislike the art. Like, I don't dislike the as I said, the face reminds me of an actor or actress, but I can't remember whom exactly. But you know, I'm not going crazy over it. I mean, I would prefer if the back is not, because fun fact, it's just the same key art but without the creature in the back, which is cool. It's like, oh, there you go. Now there is nothing, or even backwards. It's like, oh, and then zoom out to see the creature. But I actually would prefer if the back was just the creature. Like, I don't care that much about Winter, but whatever. So let's open it, as is the usual by now, because we keep receiving less, paying more, or the same. We don't have our box anymore, but we have this divider thingy that also has dividers on it. So great art, kind of love it. You have your counters, a mini divider, and then another graveyard. I like this one less, but it's still cool. More dividers there and more counters. So, you're not going to buy this because of that, but it's cool. Then we get our 9 play boosters. So, not bad. Nothing to write home about, but, we are here because of that. Then the pack of lands and the promo, which we're going to open in a second. And then the reference cards, guys. This is where the money is at. And the die. Now, the die, as I said, given the current circumstances of bundles, the die for me is la pièce de la résistance. So I like this die a lot. I love it, and I know that some people may be thinking, well, those are the colors of Duskmourn, but precisely the green that you love so much contrasting with the purple is very 80s, it's very Ghostbusters-like, the green is normally the energy of the things, like the TV and so on. So, I am aware of the contradiction. I like it. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite die of this year, for sure. If you collect D20s, I like this one a lot. I like the moth logo. I like everything on it. So I'm very, just this. Well, this is just not the die is worth the entire box, but certainly makes a push for it. It's a shame because the die is great. And yet the box is nothing to write home about, in my opinion. Like, it's not ugly, right? It's not the ugliest one. It doesn't feel as, a PNG on a background as some of the others, like the Modern Horizons 3 with Ajani. But still, I just wish that if the box was a little bit prettier or like a different art, I will be just drooling all over it. Because as I said multiple times in these videos, I was waiting for Duskmourn the entire year because it's my alley. Or at least half of it is my alley, which is the horror thing and so on. Not so much the 80s Stranger Thing, blah, blah, blah. So, I keep saying Stranger Things and it's more Ghostbusters, but you know what I mean. So this is the land pack. We're going to open it for reference because, we know what we're getting. So the promo of Grievous Wound, so it's not the most powerful. It's foil, believe it or not. In the video, you may realize, see, like there, that it has like the normal foil rainbow effect. But if not, it's just a very shiny card, compared to like a normal card. It's just like a very shiny card. It's weird. I don't dislike it. That they are more subtle now in this set with the foils, but they don't feel very foily, so, which I think is kind of cool if it was done on purpose. Like, okay, so it's a house of horrors, let's dim down the foils a little bit, right? If that was intentional, first they should say it out loud, so that we can. If they wasn't, well, they tried, but this card is not bad. Certainly will make you a target in Commander. Enchanted player can gain life. Whenever enchanted player is dealt damage, they lose half their life rounded up. So it's not cheap, so 3 and 2 black, but once you have this out, that player will hate you with all their might, and unless that player is the arch enemy, the other players are either going to consider you like a great threat or, not so much. So, not about promo, I have to say. The art is kind of very cool. And now for the lands themselves, so we have full arts in foil. I really love the style of these. In all of them, you can see Valgaboth on the roof, and they kind of tell a story on their own, so I like them, However, let's be serious here. This type of art, which is very reminiscent of Darkest Dungeon, type of thing, I love it, but technically, this is the type of art that I've been here for, and it's a shame that these ones don't get like full art treatment, or at least like full art or like full vertical, because again, as I normally say, let's give some respect to the lands. I mean, look at this. Half of the setting, or half of the battle in any horror movie or anything is the setting, right? And look at these cards. These cards are beautiful. Like, they can just make cards like this because it's a house, right? It's a house full of horrors. But like, if half of the cards were just empty rooms with creepy shit on it, and they are like enchantments and stuff like that, and you just, it will work for me. I will be all over that. Look at these lands, right? Like, it's a shame that they are not just full arts and the art is so small. You have to be like, I don't really, because a small art for a character is like, this size of art for a character is okay, but for a room or for a big, landscape, it's like, oh, I can't see the details, right? It's a shame. So, plus some recognition to the artists that do the lands. You guys rock, at least in this set. Okay, so and then the same, but in non-foil. In non-foil, it's easier to appreciate some of these cards, which is no joke, by the way. Like, look at this one in foil because very very subtle foil, but then look at it in non-foil. A lot easier to appreciate the details of the room in non-foil, and the same applies to everything, right? Like, look at the details here versus there, right? So I like that this is like a dark foil type of thing, but it really kills the art, like compared to this. Which there may be a debate. Maybe it's not killing the art. Maybe it's helping it because it's like turning on the graphics on a horror game. So basically, the shadows are you have more shadows, and therefore the game is creepier now. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know, but I mean, I like both. I like to see the details of the artist, and then I like it that it's just spooky and dark. So let's start opening packs, and let's talk a little bit more about Duskmourn. I decided to talk about it in the pre-release, and then I had to stop to not make the video incredibly long without me doing anything in the camera, because kids nowadays, if you don't have like Subway Surfers in the bottom of the screen, they won't listen to you. You need to be doing something at the same time that you are doing the talking. Otherwise, people just don't focus on you, which that's a thing apparently. I say is the case for these videos, but so. The more I play with this, by the way, this card is great. I love the flavor of it. I mean, the flavor, not the card. So the card is okay. Like Altanak, the thrice called, right? So like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, but in that case, applied to a magic card. The logic for it is pretty cool. I don't think it's as easy to summon as you will imagine. Demonic Council, I love it because it's almost like Demonic Tutor, but not really. And the art certainly references Demonic Tutor. So it's like a cheaper, weaker version of the Demonic Tutor, but I really love the art. I would love like a playmat with that art. I was about to say I will kill for it, but not really. I will strongly advocate for it. Let's put it like that. Ooh, 3 rares in 1 pack? Okay, now we're making money. The truth is that we're not. But Enduring Vitality. I always say this, and I love cycles in Magic. The Gremlin is quite literally a Gremlin. I don't know how they got away with this. I love the cycles in Magic, but like, why? Because my OCD is happy. Like, you see, like Enduring Vitality, I don't remember the name of the others, but you see, you have like an entire set, and they make sense, and like they have different animals that kind of match the color that is representing. Like, I love that type of stuff. It really scratches my brain in a way that I can't describe. It's like, yeah, baby, that's the type of OCD satisfying stuff that I want. Slavery in Branch Snapper. See, like, cool, kind of okay. This card will fly. Like this, I will turn this into. Does this card fly under my horror connoisseur umbrella? It's like, yep. Actually, it does, because it is surviving in the forest, and it doesn't look like it doesn't fit there. So has like some arcane magic. Love it. Love it because it's creepy. There you go. Enduring Tenacity. In this case, obviously a snake, because nothing is better for black than a snake. Snake Glimmer. A Forest Full Art. A Fear of Falling. I also love the Cycles of Fears. It's a shame that they are not, as powerful as a nothing card, a nothing burger. Waste of paint, of ink and cardboard. So I think, if I recall correctly, we have 3 cycles. We have the Lords. We have 1 Lord per color, or whatever name they have. We have the Fears, which is not really a cycle because we have a bunch of Fears. And then you have the Enduring. Right? Like Wearing Watchdog, 50-50, because it has like the modern technology there. This card is certainly something else. Acrobatic Cheerleader. I like this one. I know that there is I guess that, what they say about art, right? Like, if it doesn't leave you indifferent, then it was great art, right? And I think you can say that about Duskmourn. I'm not saying that it's high art, but like, I think you can say that because some people love it, regardless. Some people love half of it, because some people love the horror aspect of it, and some people I actually love the kind of Ghostbuster vibes that it has, right? It's not me, but some people do. Ooh, let's go. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. I remember when I saw this card, I was like, oh man, ow, ow. But then I realized it doesn't have like this card can be your commander. And I was like, oh, okay. So it needs to go into the Juriko, the Tiger Shadows deck, so that everyone hates you times 3. This card I like a lot. It has ninjutsu, of course. And then during your turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he is a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. And A+1 is you get an emblem that ninjas you control get +1/+1. So that's kind of OP because, emblems. And this doesn't look OP in Commander, which is what I think they designed this for. But in 60 card Magic, I can see you going, like an emblem is an emblem. No one can remove an emblem from you. Surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn, which is okay. And then -2, tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. So it doesn't seem like a crazy powerful commander because the ultimate is but the problem is the +1. The +1 is kind of very crazy, right? Enters tap unless a player has 13 or less life. Sure, I love that they keep trying to come up with interesting ways of making lands that are fair and not like dual lands broken. Restricted Office and Lecture Hall. When you unlock this door, destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. Other permanents you control have a hexproof, which not bad. And great art right here from Valera Lutfulina. Or Fujina, I don't know how it's pronounced. Please correct me, lady, if you are watching this. Next. But yeah, basically regarding the art discussion, some people, actually one thing that I realized, fear of surveillance, love it. Something that I realized is that some people are saying that they don't like that the set is very referential. Like a lot of things are just references. Like, oh, jump scare, haha, that's funny, Wizard. Like, I think like Wizards deserves a lot of hate a lot of times, because of a lot of decisions. Certainly, they treat this as an economy, like, and employees at Wizards don't necessarily, some of them at least, don't necessarily. You see Gavin, for example, which is like our white paladin. Like Gavin is one thing. I'm certain that but then he's not the business, right? And I'm certain that, and he will agree on this, if he could run the business, he wouldn't want to, because be a great game designer, a great person that understands magic overall, right? Like a magic man. Oh, the Jolly Balloon Man, nice. Fear of missing out. Is this foil? Because I can't. No, this is not foil. No. The foil is in the back. So FOMO, which is a thing that Wizards knows very well. And this is the foil. Bashful Beastie. A great art. Like, see, I love the art of this set. And the very weird, the very rare cards, the ones that are like this super overimposed of like a character with a shadow. The ones that I showed in the Ultra Pro versus Ultimate Guard video that are like characters with like their fears behind them or something. I love that art treatment is great. Obviously, it's more difficult to, pull because you need collector boosters, but still. But yeah, so like, a great game designer doesn't necessarily mean a great business person. And there is a debate to be had here, like regarding like, well, the best thing about Magic is, the game has endless possibilities and the community sometimes is good. Sometimes they make death threats, so, but, enduring curiosity, nice. Oblivious Bookworm, nice. But then, and a shard. But you could argue that the only reason Magic is what it is because it has always operated like a business first. Otherwise, it may have died already or not be as popular. And At the same time, I would argue that Magic is not as popular as it could be. Like there are a lot of things that I don't know why Wizards doesn't just, and Hasbro, more Hasbro than Wizards really, they don't lean into it. Like they did a movie for Dungeons and Dragons, and the movie was okay. It was very like Guardians of the Galaxy, like funny jokes, like, and yeah, they were riding into the popularity of critical role and so on, like because it's between that and Baldur's Gate 3, like D&D was already well positioned, but then last year was just freaking crazy. But then why they like? I'm pretty sure that Amazon will happily throw money to do a Magic the Gathering series, and a lot of people will gladly pay for Amazon Prime to watch it. Like, I don't know why they don't, rely more on their strengths, which is like, Magic is a very complex lore with a lot of things, with a lot of IP and a lot of, interesting things. And yet they don't. So maybe they know something that I don't. And maybe Magic is not as popular as we believe it is. But, D&D technically wasn't as popular as it is now. And now it is, in good part due to those streaming shows and the D&D community. Well, D&D is free, right? So there is that. But the D&D community is different from the Magic community. They certainly don't pull down their pants for Wizards every 2 months. I'm speaking against myself here. And Stranger Things, I'm certain that also help here, but still, it's like, Wizards, come on. Like, you're sitting on your own IP, which they don't care about anymore because you just keep doing like Universes Beyond and so on, which I get it. I also get excited when I see like, ooh, that's like Doctor Who and, etc. But like, I like the Magic lore. Like, I like this lore. I like what I'm seeing here. Like, I like referential stuff. Like, ooh, this is like The Shining, or this is whatever. It's like, but being like that, it's cool. If you're going for, a referential set, it's okay. Now, just sacrificing your own identity in favor of that, then, because, cards like this are just cool. Like, and I like the vibe overall. I just think that Magic wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't treated as a business always, right? Which also will affect the Commander rules now because there is no rule committee anymore, and Wizards is the one that will take the decisions, which will be very, 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 very likely business based. So it's not good for us players a lot of times because they make decisions based on the money first and not so much on the game. But they will be very foolish to not take care of the game, right? Like, the same, if they don't take care of the game will die regardless. There's a lot of competition out there. Like, the only thing that keeps them safe is that a lot of people in Magic treat the game as an investment, so a lot of people just keep buying cards because of money. And everyone is at fault of this. Like, most players in Magic just, go for a card and they, look at the symbol. When you go over a booster and go at the end for the symbol, it's like, oh, this is a mythic because this is the best card. It's like, is it though? It should be. A lot of mythic cards are not necessarily the best cards. They are powerful, yes, but not necessarily the best. And the same goes for values. They are not necessarily the most valuable cards in a set, but there is that mindset because everyone wants to feel that they found something special. But everything is special, nothing is special. It comes down to the treatments, right? So I just feel that there is a lot of things to be said here. Magic is a business, first and foremost, even if you don't like it. Yes, you can just print proxies and play the game, and there you go. You are basically doing what Dungeons & Dragons fans are doing. It is what it is. Like, no one can take that away from you. Not even Wizards. But it does pain me to a degree, right? Because you look at this and go like, whoa, they are all over the place because they just want to keep selling and selling and selling and selling. And I don't know exactly when this is going to stop. Like, next year, like, this set feels like a great idea that was twisted because of pop culture or because of a tie-in with Ghostbusters or something. And I don't love it, right? Like, I'm not going crazy over it. What really worries me here is next year. Next year, the Avengers are coming and Final Fantasy is coming. Final Fantasy is a big IP, but the Avengers and Marvel, you know what it is. Like, even if the MCU is half dead at this point because of Phase 4 being horrible, Captain America is Captain America and Iron Man is Iron Man. I do feel like with that said, is going to happen the same that happened with the Avengers game. Is like, okay, this thing is like 2 years too late, right? But at the same time, I think they're going to sell like hotcakes, right? And when they sell, that's what's going to dictate the future of Magic. Like right now, we're playing ping pong. This year was like a soft year. They had like Fallout and Assassin's Creed, very video gamey. But like to the side, they didn't have another Lord of the Rings set. You know, the sets that they released on their own were kind of half there, half. You know, like the first 2 sets of the year were very bad in my opinion, and then the second 2 are better. Like Duskmourn and Bloomborough, at least I like them a lot more, both mechanically and in terms of theme. But then, you know, if the Marvel sets sell a lot again and they have like the Infinity Gems or something as chase cards, like the One Ring, and they go after them, and you know, and those cards have new mechanics or they are more powerful, because obviously everyone wants legendary creatures of Marvel and everyone wants to do a deck, commander deck with Iron Man and with Wolverine and so on. Like, then that's going to steer the game in that direction. Like, if those cards are powerful, then everything is going to be that power, and you know, so on, so on, so on. So I'm kind of worried about that. But you know, not to make the podcast any longer than it needs to be, let's talk about the bundles. So these are the cards that we pull. As you saw, and as I normally say, this is random. If you want a longer podcast, let me know. But the only things that you have, guaranteed is this promo of Grievous Wound, and the pack of lands, which half of them foil, half of them not foil, and some full art and some normal, right? So as that's guaranteed for everyone. Same with the die, which I love this die, and then the box. And well, you have the insert. You have the insert, and then you have the dividers, right? So no one is going to buy this for the dividers, at least I hope. It's going to be all about the storage box and the die. Then the rest is boosters. So if, as usual, do the math. If buying this is more or less the price of 9 boosters, then in my opinion, it's worth it. If it's less than 9 boosters, it's obviously worth it. If it is a lot more, then not necessary, right? Because you're mostly paying for the cards. Then the die you can buy separately, and the box too, believe it or not. So if it was me, I just love this set, so, you know, not very impartial here. But the die, totally worth it. I love it. I love this color combination. I love the die. Like, there is that. The box, I have mixed feelings. I don't hate it. I love this side more because I am here because of the paranormal stuff, of the horrors and all that stuff. I'm not here because of the guys with the weird clothes and Ghostbuster tech, right? So this side of the box, great. Well, great. Okay. This side of the box, less okay. And it's nothing against the artist, mind you, which is here, is called Billy Christian and Andy Nguyen. Nothing against these two people at all. I wish I could draw like them. Fuck me. But no. Basically, because mind you, I don't like Winter or anything but you can't argue this art. This thing is technically amazing, right? So it's just personal preference. At the top of the box, mixed feelings. Like, I love the logo. I don't necessarily like the chandeliers here, but I get why it's there, right? So, you know, overall the box is okay. So it comes down to personal preference. Let me know if you will buy it, what you think about the die, which to me is always the start of this, until Wizards decides to remove the D20, and then there's no more point in buying bundles. And that's the video. Let me know your opinion, what you think about the future of Magic, what you think about this set, and as usual, like, subscribe, and all those cool kids things, and all those cool things that the cool kids do. And I will see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.